So now we get into the heart of this. And that's what's called a toxic dietary belief. Let's define that first. A toxic dietary belief, I'm going to put this down actually, is any belief around nutrition, I'll just read this right up here. It's any belief around food or nutrition that you have accepted as true, is not true, and has caused misguided actions, struggle, or physical or emotional pain as a result of making consistent choices around that thought. That's a mouthful. I will say that again. Toxic dietary belief. Any belief around food or nutrition that you've decided is true is not true. You're then making consistent food choices around that belief, and it's causing you more emotional or physical harm because of those consistent choices. Anybody thoroughly confused? Okay? That's what I'm defining as a toxic dietary belief. So, let's talk about one to give you an idea of what I'm saying. We all have these, by the way. We all have them. The goal is, what are yours? What do you want to change because they're not working for you? Okay, that's the goal. So here's an example. Dietary fat will make me fat. Anyone who lived through the 80s, this was our calling, our mantra, right? Don't eat anything with fat in it. Dietary fat will make me fat. Raise your hand if you resonate with this one. Don't be shy. Okay, a couple people in the room. So this resonates as, if I see fat listed in the food, or the food is a fat, like an oil or a nut, that food is going to make me fat or sick. That's what it resonates as. Okay, that's the belief going on in the back of our head. I better not eat the fat because it's going to make me fat or ill. Most of us don't even have enough fat coming in. And I'll get back to that. But let's talk about the toxicity of this belief. Can I pick on someone who raised your hand? Is that okay? Okay, can I pick on you? All right, so there's a bit of this belief in you. So what is that? How does that translate when you go to the food store and do your food shopping? What do you think?
I'm looking at every label.
Looking at every label.
Every label.
And what are you looking at in the label?
Oh, the fat and the calories and the protein and the, all of that stuff.
Okay.
And then in the 80s, I was buying all the fat-frees and the fat-free cheese. Gross! It's disgusting.
Gross. It is.
It doesn't even
plastic.
melt. It's like, what's it made of? It's horrifying. But I bought it. I ate it, for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was true and make, choices around.
Okay, so you're in the store now and you're looking at that fat label, and you might actually buy or not buy that food based on your perception of what that means,
Sure.
right?
Because that is not healthy.
Because that is not healthy.
Right.
Meanwhile, what you could be looking at is extra virgin coconut oil, which could be very healthy for you, but you're saying no to it, right? Okay, you see how this translates? All right, so the point here is that this is an absolute, meaning if this is a toxic dietary belief, it is an absolute in your head. There's no changing, and that's what you're carrying around every time you make your food decisions. Now, remember the definition of a toxic dietary belief. Something that you think is true is not true, and you're making all your decisions on it. So why am I saying it's not true? The reason this toxic dietary belief is not true is because I can prove to you 1,000 times over how dietary fat is not only necessary for the body, but we are walking around in deficiency, especially us women. Here's the signs of what I see as a clinician. People walking in with fat deficiency. It can cause fatigue, dry skin, can affect your hair. The big ones are digestive health, like constipation and mood. Big, big, big. And guess what, ladies? For any of you trying to get pregnant or balance a hormonal system, I worked in fertility for 3 years in New York City. Guess what your hormones are made of? Fat. Many women who can't get pregnant, not because of structural problems, but because of hormonal problems, don't have enough fat in their diet. Their systems start to regulate when they eat more fat. And when I mean more fat, I mean like 3 to 5 tablespoons of oil per day, handful of nuts per day, avocados, flax seeds, all kinds of good stuff. I'm not talking fried food, we're not talking KFC. Don't walk out of here saying, that nutritionist told me I should eat some more KFC. Not that. We're talking the good fats, but I mean a much higher quantity than you think.